Welcome to class, boys and girls. This is Jimway. Just here doing a little time lapse and telling the story about the lost wallet. A little bit has been going on in my life. If you look back just a second, I put out the intro video to Vasten Season 4. And it's a little bit late. It's about a month later than everybody else because I've been on vacation. I actually recorded the intro episode sitting on my parents' couch. So that's why I didn't have any sound or anything. Like, I didn't talk at all. I just kind of typed and lurked in the shadows. Because I wasn't at home. I was at my parents' couch. I been on vacation. So I just got back from vacation, like a 4-week vacation, you could say. So I'm a school teacher. I have all summer off. Been off since Memorial Day, and I get 2 weeks. We did 2 weeks at my parents' house, and then 2 weeks at my in-laws' house. So, man, if you like, vacation's awesome, but spending a month away from your own house is miserable. I mean, how can you complain? It's vacation, right? But man, 4 weeks, long time to be anywhere that's not your own home. Not sleeping in your own bed. My daughter, cranky, 3-year-olds, spend a month away from the routine, and like, you're on vacation just doing whatever. It gets on you. But I mean, you can't complain, really. I mean, come on. So at my parents' house, most of the time we just chill. We just relax, have fun. My parents live on a lake, so like, we go back there. We go from the Vegas heat to the nice mild lake weather. Pretty awesome. We get there, we just mostly chill. But I did build a deck on the side of my parents' house. They have a daylight basement in the back facing the lake, and so they have like a deck up top right behind the house. But my mom wanted to extend the deck on the north side, just so that they had more living area. Over there is where the hot tub is, and like, for the most part, there was just like a little walkway. I mean, it was kind of useless as far as using it goes. Like, basically, literally just a hallway. It was like 4 feet wide that went to the hot tub. So my mom ordered a bunch of deck materials. All the footings and beams and joists, hangers, screws, deck boards, and everything. And I built a deck. It was about 18 by 16 coming out there, so like bigger than the living room, on the side of the house. But it butted up right up against the hot tub. Awesome. It's awesome. I'll put up a picture. Check it out. It ended up being out of, I don't know if it was actually Trex deck or a similar material, but it's like the plastic wood. Not really wood, but it's plastic, zero maintenance, no staining, no painting. Awesome stuff. Highly recommend it. If you can, get it. But yeah, so that's what I did for the first 2 or 3 days of vacation at my parents' house. But like I said, I was there for 2 weeks. We also went to a baseball game over in Seattle. I'm from Washington. We went to a baseball game mostly because my parents bought a new car and they went to Seattle to buy it. And they brought me and my wife and my daughter along so that we could drive their other car home afterwards. But since we were over there, we went to a baseball game. Mariners lost, obviously, because they're terrible this year. But oh well. It's always tons of fun. My daughter, we went to get popcorn. Loves popcorn, obviously, 3-year-old, right? Baseball game, tons of fun. Her very first baseball game ever. So we could buy this popcorn, but I bought kettle corn. Oops, that was a bad idea. That was the yucky popcorn, as she called it, for the rest of vacation. Daddy bought yucky popcorn. But anyway, then we had to go find a regular popcorn. It was so fun. Yeah, baseball games, tons of fun. Drive home. I don't know if you've ever been to the Seattle Mariners Stadium. It used to be called Safeco. Now it's T-Mobile Park. It has a convertible roof. I mean, Seattle rains all the time. Can't really play baseball in the rain. So, I mean, it didn't rain. Roof was open the whole time, but it's pretty fun to just be there, see the roof close. And for the rest of the time, you know, like my sister kind of lives up in that area. She's got a bunch of kids too. Play with cousins. Played on the lake. My sister and her husband brought these little kayaks. They're like mini kayaks. They're like half as big as a regular kayak, like half as long. And like the little kids just like cruise on them. I think they have a weight limit of like 130 pounds. But like the little kids, man, like they love them so much. You just pop them on one of those things and they just cruise around so quick. And it's just funny because it's so easy to control for the little kids. But yeah, anyway, we jet ski. My parents have jet skis, wakeboard, water ski, slalom, tubes sometimes, but I mean mostly only if the kids are begging. I'm a little old to go tubing. I'm the driver though, so that's cool. Yeah, but all the fun we had when we were flying back, our flight got delayed. How many hours? 6, 7, 8, 9 hours probably. We fly a cheap airline, right? So they don't ever like cancel flights; they just delay it forever. I mean, it's a super good deal. It costs like $300 or something round trip for all of us. Not quite that cheap, $450 maybe. It's like $150 round trip from Vegas up there to Washington. But yeah, so like you can't expect much. We almost expect it to get delayed, you know, but usually it's only like an hour or two, not 9 hours. We were supposed to leave at 7 o'clock at night, and we didn't get on the plane till like 3:30. It was so miserable. And like the airport we fly out of is little, and ugh. Like, talk about a long day. Like, try having a 3-year-old in an airport. Hey, also your flight's delayed until, you know, forever. 3:30 in the morning. She did fall asleep nicely and slept the whole time, but then you gotta share your seat with the 3-year-old's legs because she's sleeping and you ain't waking her up, you know. But anyway, we got back. We were back at our home for 2 days, and then flew out to the in-laws' house from the East Coast, 5-hour flight. And the day that we get there, the day after, we get there, what time? Probably, 5, 6 o'clock at night. No, it was 4 o'clock. Yeah, we got the earlier flight. It was 4 o'clock. We get there 4 o'clock, evening, afternoonish, go have dinner, whatever. The next morning, we drive to the beach, the East Coast beach, Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. My wife's in-laws, I don't know how he's rented. They have a little timeshare in Myrtle Beach, one of the sweet hotels over there right on the beach. We were on like the 26th floor, oceanfront, beautiful. They did like one of those hotel rooms that have the door in between, so you can open up. It's like one big thing, right? But yeah, me and my wife gotta stay on the big, like, full wall of windows looking out on the ocean views, courtesy of Grandma and Grandpa on the in-law side. So can't say that in-laws are all bad, right? No, in-laws are awesome. But we stayed 3 or 4 days on the beach, and that was awesome. Just hung out. Almost burnt my belly real bad, but it was like right on the edge of like being like way too burnt and just like the perfect amount of redness to get that nice tan, But luckily we had been chilling at the lake house, or I would have been in trouble because lake house gave me that base tan, my parents' house, and then we went to the beach and just really got toasted. So anyway, anybody who thinks humidity is terrible, I personally love humidity. Everybody laughs at me, but like the humidity, like I guess because I live in Vegas right now. I don't like to say I'm from Vegas yet. Only been here a couple years, but because I live in Vegas, when we go like to my in-laws' house in North Carolina, like the humidity is crazy, right? Like when we were there, it was right a part of that heat wave, 98 degrees, 100% humidity type of stuff, right? But I love it. I love humidity. And like, yeah, sure, like humidity like makes it wetter, but it's not hotter. Like when we come back to Vegas, like today, like it was like 110 degrees or something today. And when you go outside, like the sun, like you can literally feel the sun burning your face, like burning your skin on your arms off. Like when you're at North Carolina, like uh, 98 degrees, 100% humidity, like it's wet. Like it doesn't feel like you are burning yourself. But when you're out here, like you're in the sunlight, like literally it feels like you are burning. but but I love humidity. I'm a super dry individual. When I was younger, I'd always have problems with like eczema, just from dry skin. Get the red bumpy rash. Yeah, so I told my wife when I get to like North Carolina, step off the plane, I feel like a dehydrated sponge, like getting rehydrated, like getting dipped in water, just like soaking up that delicious moisture. So I personally love humidity. I take humidity all day. Um, but it does make you wet. I don't really mind the wetness so much because I'm not a super smelly person per se. Um, the wetness doesn't bother me very much. Like I don't care about my hair curling or something. So I'll take the wetness. I'll take the humidity over dry skin. Like. Anyway, while we were there, we came back from the beach. Like we just hang out. My in-laws, my wife's mom's house, and we just chill. Like we did the Face app thing. Me and my wife looked like an old dude. She always got mad because she said like she didn't age well, but I aged super well. So I don't know, whatever. But the Lost Wallet, the title of the episode called The Lost Wallet. So let's get there. So I don't know if any of you have lost your wallet on vacation, but it's about the worst feeling in the world. So we got back from the beach and stuff, but I have this wallet, or I used to have this wallet. It was one of those elastic wallets, like I think they're called thread wallets. It's like just a thing of elastic with a couple little like slots for your cards. It's like literally just big enough for your cards. It's like smaller than your cards, so you can still see them sticking out or whatever. But mine had a little carabiner on it. You're supposed to like hook it to your keys, and then like you don't have to carry your wallet because you just got a little like a piece of elastic. It's probably 2 inches thick in a little circle. Put cards in it. Had my wallet, my credit card, my debit card, insurance card, Costco card. That was the 5th thing. Right. And I lost it on vacation, flying home. So my wife and I went on a double date with one of her friends and her fiance. We went to this. I tried sushi for the first time. Not impressed. Like I'm sitting there like, why does it like just let me eat this sweet burger? Like why don't I just order a sweet like bacon cheeseburger? Bacon cheeseburgers are way better than sushi. Like, don't at me, Anyway, try sushi for the first time. Awesome. Pay at the restaurant with my wallet, so I know I had it then. Well, then we go back to their apartment. We just talk, for a couple hours, drive home. Then the next morning, we get up. My wife has a hair appointment, so I drive her to a hair appointment. And she's like, "Hey, can you pay for this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I like go to like look in my pocket. There's no wallet. And I'm like, man, that's weird. Like, I wouldn't have gotten in the car, driven without having my wallet in my pocket, So I'm just thinking like, oh, maybe it's like I just forgot it at the dresser. I'm out of my routine and I don't put it in my, put my wallet in my pocket from my in-laws' house. I just like, I forgot it. Go back, it's not there. And I'm like, oh, dang it, So then I start making phone calls like crazy. I call the haircut place. I call my wife's friend. I even texted her fiance because I was like, hey, can you go like look around the house and in the couch and like go dig everything out? Like it fell out of my pocket in the bathroom or something. I don't know. Have them look all over their apartment. I look like in the car. My wife looks in their car. Her friend looks in the car that we drove. Her mom goes out and looks in the car that we drove. Her brother goes out and looks in the car that we drove. Like not in the car. So I call a haircut place. I call the restaurant back that we went to. They don't have it. I even called the Walgreens next to the haircut place that we went to see like, hey, maybe somebody, you know, found it in the parking lot and just took it in the like the next door over, you know, trying to be a good person. Nothing. And I'm just like, gosh dang it, man. Like my license in there. How are you supposed to get on a plane without a license to show you are who you are? You know, like, and like we fly. This was Friday. Like I realized it's missing. Friday. No, flying home on Tuesday. Like that's not enough time to get another ID to you or to go get replacement ID or whatever. So I call the airport. I get transferred over to the TSA, and they just say like, hey, like bring, a couple cards with your name on it. Just go, and this is what you do if you ever lose your wallet on vacation. Plan for about an hour extra that you need. Regular time, like, hey, usually get to the airport 2 hours early. If you don't got your license, 3 hours early, because it takes every bit of an hour. But you just like go check in your bags like normal, get your boarding passes, go through security. But at security, when they scan your boarding pass, check your license. If you don't got your license, then you got to go through the whole process of, obviously checking. I mean, there's got to be a way to get home, right? Like, I actually looked at bus passes. It was like freaking like 3 days straight on a bus to get home, if they wouldn't let me on the plane or whatever. But anyway, they let me on the plane. Obviously, I'm home, right? I'm not crying big tears. So they just like take you aside. They have you fill out the paper with your name on it and your address and all, like the information they need. And then your security guy will make a phone call to somebody. My guy's name was John. Was his name actually John? I don't know. They like exchange like secret code information to like actually prove and verify they are who they are, And then they ask me like super like specific questions like, hey, where was your first social security card issued? I'm like, man, I don't know. I was like a day old. Like where were you born? Like that kind of thing. They have my address. They made me repeat my address, like confirmed my address that I lived there. And then they asked me who was another person who lived there with me. And I just said my wife. And they're like, cool. And then they also asked for 2 landmarks or some like place of significance around my address to like verify like, hey, you're not just lying about your address, right? Hospitals, schools, parks. So I said a couple parks that I live next to, and they're like, cool. And that was about it. It took about 45 minutes up to this point. It didn't sound like a lot, but could be. Then you get to go through the regular scanning. Go through the conveyor belt. They scan all your stuff. They pay you down super well. Check to make sure all your stuff's clean. And I got home safely. So I mean, obviously they have to have a way to let you go home if you lose your stuff on vacation, right? Like you're not just stranded forever. But anyway, that's the story of the lost wallet. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. What a great experience, right? Now you know what to do if you lose your wallet on vacation. Anyway, this was a time lapse while I was at the in-laws. I did about 10 hours time lapse, condensed it down to about 20 minutes. So it is on times 32 right now. I've been watching it. I haven't gotten sick yet. So hope you guys had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time.